questions I get revolve around like, what do you do as a landlord, or what kind of things do you do managing your own rental property? So I'll give you a little glimpse into it today. We absolutely love having a good time. Love going to the beach, love enjoying the sand and the sun. We really love skiing, just flying down the mountains. And a lot of people are going to tell you, here's how you make money while you do those things. And while there is a big passive component to real estate investing, there's a lot of sweat equity that goes into it as well, especially when you're first starting out. Do you want to know what the day in the life of a landlord looks like? If so, you've come to the right spot. Please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. If you have any questions after watching this, please leave me a comment down below. Proud owner of this beauty here. So pretty much at least one day a week involves some kind of trips to Lowe's, either to buy locks, hardware, office supplies, pay a bill, something. It's a great place to be. One of the big ways to make a lot of money is to make big improvements. We call this forced equity. So it's taking something that's not valuable and it's making it valuable. And that doesn't happen easily. It's generally not a fun process. So one thing that's often not valuable with the houses is they need a new roof. So while a new roof can cost a lot of money to have professionals do it, it's also not a hard thing to do. One easy way to force a lot of equity is to buy houses that have a dilapidated roof, which a lot of the rest of the house is probably dilapidated as well. But with a lot of work and very little money, a couple $1,000s in material costs, you can have a new roof on a house. Another area that often needs improvement is legal and title work. So a lot of houses, maybe there's a clouded title, there's some kind of custody issue that people aren't able to resolve. If you're able to solve this problem, a lot of times you can buy a house for well under market value. Maybe not under market value, but you can buy it cheaper because there's a lot of work that needs to go into clearing up the title or clearing up some kind of legal issue with the property. So if you're able to educate yourself on this, there's courses available, there's plenty of information available online, and then there's local lawyers that are able to help you as well. But there's a lot of grunt work that needs to go into getting the paperwork the lawyer needs a lot of times. So if you're able to do that and provide a solid case to the lawyer to be able to clean up legal or title work, there's opportunities to force equity in properties that way as well. So now we finally have our judgment in hand. So with this judgment from the court, we're now going to take it in to get recorded at the county office here with the county recorder. Now, once you've found a property, once you've gotten a deal where there's equity in the deal, you've forced some more equity into making a decent property. Now you've got to be able to collect rent. So sometimes this involves helping your tenants make sure they can afford rent. And I know you say, well, a landlord, you should just be able to evict people. You can, but once you evict someone, now you have a vacancy because they're probably not paying you during that eviction. Then after you evict them, there's going to be time that you need to turn over the house to rent it to somebody else. So you lose all that money in all those months where there was no tenant in the house. However, if you're able to help your tenant pay their rent, you can keep a tenant in that house. Now, that's a lot of work though, right? So to keep that tenant in that house, you're getting compensated for the work you're doing. Some of the work I've done recently to help tenants stay in houses is help them get HUD, government, or some other local charitable assistance to be able to pay their rent. A lot of times the tenant will need some help with this. If you're able to put in the work, helping connect the tenant with some kind of local assistance that can subsidize their rent for either a short or long-term period, depending on the difficulties they're going through, this is something that can help you maintain high vacancy rents in your units. Additionally, you get the good feeling of knowing that you helped somebody stay in a house that otherwise would have been housing insecure. So not only do I see this as work, but I also kind of see it as some of my charitable outreach, being able to help people stay in the homes that they've been living in. In order to be a Section 8 eligible landlord, this is where it all starts, your local housing authority. This is where the caseworkers work who are able to enroll your tenants into Section 8 housing vouchers, and also the administrators of your Section 8 housing vouchers for your local area. So we flew in through the nasty weather. It's a little bit colder up here. Gotta stay warm. Now we're gonna head over to the house, see what kind of condition it's in, make sure we get it cleaned up and ready to turn over for the new tenants tomorrow. Lastly, this is probably the one that most people think and worry the most about, but it's probably really one of the smallest parts of home ownership that I have to deal with, and that's turnover. So every time a tenant moves out and another one's going to move in, you got to turn that house over. Sometimes it's more work than others. So these are some wave tops on some of the different things that you deal with on a daily basis as a landlord, property manager, property owner. If you want to see some deeper dives into a lot of these, I've got some playlists here on this channel. Check out the real estate playlist. If you're more interested in value deals, I've got another playlist, houses under $5,000. Give those a watch, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.